Imagine you're watching a political thriller, something like House of Cards meet Sherlock Holmes, except this isn't a fiction, it's real. And it's about how the mystery death of an Englishman in a Chinese hotel room set off a political earthquake and helped clear the way for Xi Jinping to become the most powerful man in China. This is Neil Heywood, British businessman, consultant, and, depending on who you ask, middleman for Chinese elite. In November 2011, Heywood was found dead in his hotel room in Chongqing. Chinese officials first said he died from excessive alcohol consumption, which, let's be honest, is the kind of explanation that raises more questions than answers. On top of that, his body was cremated without an autopsy. But the real story? Oh, it's so much bigger than that. Enter Bo Xilai, the rock star politician of Chinese Communist Party. Think of him as a mix between JFK and a mob boss, charismatic, ambitious, and a little too good at making people disappear. He was the golden boy, the guy who seemed destined for the highest level of power, until everything came crashing down. And it all started with the death of this one Englishman. Back in the early 2010s, China was on the brink of a leadership shakeup. Hu Jintao, the former top man, was stepping down, and the next guy in charge would shape the country for decades. It was supposed to be a two-man race, Xi Jinping and Bo Xilai. They are both what we like to call the second red generation, or the princelings. Their fathers are both from the Eight Elders. It is a group of 8 members of CCP that held substantial power in the last 2 decades of the 20th century. Compared to Xi Jinping, Bo wasn't just playing the game, he was rewriting the rules. As the top official in Chongqing, he launched a massive crackdown on crime and brought back red culture, literally making people sing Maoist songs like they were at some kind of greatest hits of communist karaoke night. He had a fan base, real political muscle, and a growing network of powerful allies. He was more popular than Xi Jinping. So what does this have to do with Neil Heywood? Well, Heywood was close to the Bo's family, particularly Bo's wife, Gu Kailai. Heywood moved to China in the early 1990s and built a relationship with Bo Xilai and helped him with foreign investments. He was also the English teacher of Bo Xilai's son and got him into Harrow School. Rumor has it he helped the Bo family move large sum of money overseas. You know, the kind of thing that can get messy when loyalties started to shift. And in 2011, things definitely shifted. One day, Heywood made a fatal mistake. Rumors has it that he had some conflicts with Gu Kailai, threatened the Bo family, demanding a bigger cut for his services. She didn't take kindly to the threats. According to later court testimonies, she poisoned Heywood in his hotel room, using cyanide, no less, classic spy movie stuff. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Bo Xilai's right-hand man, Chief of Police Wang Lijun, was involved in the murder and helped him with cover-ups. You know, hide the CCTV camera footage, burning the body, and other typical movie stuff. But as the things got messier, distrust began to appear between him and Gu Kailai. When he came to Bo Xilai to talk about his wife, Bo even slapped him in the face. As he felt the danger increased, he did something totally unexpected. He ran. And not just anywhere. He fled to the US consulate and asked for political asylum, which was denied by then United States Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. This was like the equivalent of a top White House official suddenly defecting to Russia with a USB drive full of classified files. Total chaos. The Chinese government was stunned. the story exploded, and the skeletons in Bo's closet came tumbling out. Bo was accused of corruption, abuse of power, and, of course, covering up a murder. He was stripped of his titles, put on trial, and sentenced to life in prison. His wife, Gu Kailai, she got a suspended death sentence. And just like that, Bo Xilai, the biggest political threat to Xi Jinping, was out of the game. With Bo Xilai gone, Xi Jinping had a clear path to the top. He took over as China's leader in 2012 and launched an anti-corruption campaign that conveniently targeted a lot of his political rivals. Was it about cleaning up the corruption? Maybe. But was it also about securing his own power? Absolutely. Today, Xi Jinping is the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao. And the funny thing, it may not have happened if Neil Heywood hadn't died in that Chongqing hotel room. One death, one scandal, one of the biggest power shifts in modern China. So, what do you think? Was Bo Xilai too reckless? Or was this all part of a bigger plan? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into history's biggest power plays, don't forget to like and subscribe.